It's interesting, right, that they would be considering newspapers. Why would this make sense?
Well, I don't really think it makes a lot of sense from an economic perspective. The newspaper industry, as I'm sure you're aware, has just been in a secular decline over the last 30 years in terms of advertising revenue and circulation revenue. So it's an extraordinarily difficult business. In fact, most companies are looking to get out of the newspaper business.
Right.
News Corporation, for example, spinning off its newspapers. So I think anybody who's looking at these properties are looking at them more for kind of the trophy value, if you will. And these are clearly, as you mentioned, iconic marquee newspapers in really key markets such as Los Angeles
and they don't
Chicago.
come up for sale very often. And what's interesting, Paul, is that you and I have talked about Warren Buffett and how he's buying into newspapers. He buys them because he kind of has a sentimental value when it comes to papers. He thinks they make business sense, but he's more attached to them emotionally. They would likely be doing this because they're looking to forward a political agenda.
Yeah, I think to the extent that they're looking to perhaps forward or looking for a platform for their conservative political views, again, owning these, iconic papers in major political markets such as California, Illinois, Florida, for example, major swing states, if you will, that's certainly a good place to start.
Well, the newspapers themselves, according to the New York Times, are worth about $623 million. That's just a drop in the bucket for what Koch Industries. I mean, their revenue is over $100 billion a year.
Right. Yeah, so again, this is not, to the extent they're going to do it within the context of their corporation, this will be a very small transaction for them. Again, but these papers don't come up for sale very often. They are typically held by families who tend to pass them on from generation to generation. So when these papers do come up for sale, there are selected individuals, and we tend to see individuals such as Warren Buffett or some other wealthy individuals take a look at these papers. And I think the Koch brothers are, a similar type of group.